Good Thursday morning, everybody. It is April 3rd, I believe now. Yesterday we got 1.5 inches of snow. This morning it's 55 degrees. Whatever, it's Michigan. Plan for today. We're heading up to the epoxy job and we're gonna scrape, vacuum the flake. We're gonna put down a coat of clear epoxy. We're gonna tow the generator home. And then we've got a little inside job that a homeowner set up. We're gonna run over there, set some grade pins, because tomorrow at 8 a.m. we're gonna pour that. So I will see you guys up at the epoxy job. The pump is still down. I ordered a new pump. I'm gonna pull the old pump off there, get into it again. The thing would pump xylene, it would pump motor oil, it just would not pump the Part A product. So having some issues with that. We got to get it fixed. We need it for a couple more jobs. So stay tuned. The guys will be here in about a half hour and we're gonna head up there. All right guys, we're up here at this one. We've got the whole floor scraped. We vacuumed it all once already. We're hitting it with a vacuum again the opposite way. So we're getting the generator taken apart. We're getting everything set up in here, and then we're gonna go with the clear epoxy here as soon as we're done vacuuming. Some people have accused me of being a turkey in this business. scraped and vacuumed and got our coat of clear epoxy on there. We just went to the shop, switched trailers, dropped off the generator, got everything put away, and now we're heading over to a little inside pour that we're gonna do tomorrow. The homeowner set this one up. It's kind of jacked up because it's like a 3-foot tall, really old stone foundation, and the building inspector's making them put foam up, so not really any good way to snap lines or anything on it. So I think what I'm going to do is set some grade stakes around the edges, and we're going to have to strike off flat on the edges and then pull it back in a couple of bays, I'm thinking. It's really the only way I can do it with what it is. So you guys will see what I mean when we get there, but it's kind of a jacked up little pour, but at the same time it's a good little winter job till we can get outside and start doing some stuff. After this one, I've got a job to set some sonotubes for a little foundation, and then I think we're gonna roll into 3 or 4 pole barn floors, and that should take us into where the weather's getting nice enough outside that we can actually pour some mud outside. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll see if Andy and Jason, the new guys, make it through the week. Tomorrow will be their first pour with intricate concrete, so we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned, everybody. Alright guys, so it is Friday morning here. We're at this pour. I'll take you inside and show you. We came here yesterday and set some grade stakes. The homeowner kind of set this thing up. Everything is uneven, so we had to set grade stakes around the edges because of the foundation being so bad. So we got mud coming here in about a half hour. The guys are just pulling in and unload some stuff. I'll take you guys in there and show you the pour. We got to get a chute through a couple different windows, and be the first pour of the year. So stay tuned, everybody. Here we go. No, we'll just let it build up. It'll flow out there. I'm gonna shove the shovel in there and we'll fill this whole corner in. I'm gonna fill that up. I'll let a little run out here to put some weight on that, and I'll stick the shovel in there so it overflows there. We don't get too much in this corner first. Loosen it up some more. Just that stiff shit. won't be bad once we get this corner done. I'm gonna shove that, get a little in here, and then I'm gonna shove that shovel in there like halfway so we ain't gotta drag the chute so much. Jason, watch the seam in that one, just so we keep them tight.
Yep. Buddy. Make you thirsty.
Hold up. We're gonna do a chute swing while we got that long one on, and then we'll pop the chute off and hit that corner. We're gonna swing you that way.
This is the bottom of the floor, right?
Yep. Yep. Let her go. Yeah, that right there. Yep. The bottom of that. Yep. I'm gonna get this all filled in so we can get the chute off, and then we'll fill that corner. Hold up! Let's swing him one more time now. We're not going to be able to with this door. I'm going to pop this off and we'll fill that. I'm going to pop that long chute off, and then I'll have you drop down in that corner and we'll fill that corner back to here, and then I can get you through this window. And give her a scrape bail, we'll get her off there. Let's go right out that door, Al, so we're ready.
Want to flip her over quick?
Nah, just take it out.
You're gonna have to swing it way around to your end over there, back behind you, our angle here.
He's gonna back up after we fill that corner. So just go here for now and just set it down. Watch your fingers. Yeah, we're gonna throw one more on you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You can back up and get on a better angle for that.
Back up a little bit. About all we're gonna get out of her. Gotta be getting pretty close there, eh? Watch that seam now. Hold her up. I think we could probably bring him through that door. Give him a scrape down and we'll bring him through that door. Once we get to this pole, then we can make a couple wet pads and go a little bit. Yeah, we might need that again. I don't know. I think we're gonna need it to reach out here.
I love it. We can move that bucket.
Shit, my eye. Unless, hey, want to just see if he can blast? I don't know if he can get a good enough angle.
Blast it in?
Yeah. Yeah, let's put that in here so we can pull our balls off. Yeah. I don't know. That'll work.
We're gonna take a couple of shoots out.
Maybe take one off, see what he can make. So I'm gonna get that filled in so we can make a wet pad. I think we're a little high on this side. What do you think, Jim? You scared? Yeah, I think we're a little high on that side. But yeah, once we get to this post, we'll get him emptied out and get him out of the way, and then we can make a couple wet pads. Yeah. We got marks on that pipe, so don't bury those, and I got one on that pipe. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Feels good.
There's
Feels great.
marks on that pipe and marks on that pipe, and we're at the top of that bottom plate right there for grade. And then that right there is finished floor, the height of that corner.
All the way down.
All the way down on that side till we get to that green stake. Then we got to make a pad across the corner. It gets kind of fucked up over there. I got her.
First one to give us all there.
John? Yeah, I want to fill this because he's going to be empty pretty quick. Hold up! We'll swing that chute. I give him a scrape, I won't swing. Andy, you want to grab that long board back there? Empty him out, Al. He's got to be almost done to get him out of the way. We'll pull this wall out some first. Let me have a little step. Let's just go nice and easy. Good for a sec. Fill that. He's out, so. One more. Good. All right, hang on. Set her down for a sec. I need that sledge. I got to take this pin down. Right there. All right, guys, we got the floor all down 20 yards. I sent Al and Jason up to put urethane on that floor. Andy and I are here. She's pretty wet on this end yet. I'll show you guys. But we got Andy in there hitting the edges. Floated that up. It's going to be a minute down here. A little wet, but we had to get in or there to get the machine down there. So far, so good. Good Saturday morning, everyone. It is raining out. We go from like 70 to 2 inches of snow to a decent day yesterday to an inch of rain today. So Al and I are headed over to that little inside job that we poured yesterday to cut it and hopefully get that thing cleaned up, and we're done there. The guys went up to urethane that epoxy floor yesterday. Didn't quite get it done. We need a little bit more urethane, so that won't be here till Monday. So we'll get that thing finally wrapped up, and the plan for next week is I've got some sonotubes. We've got to set at a job. I've got a crawl space in the open that we've got to pour, and I've got 3 pole barn jobs in the hopper, but I don't know if they are all ready for us yet. So trying to do all this inside work for the next 2-3 weeks to try and let the weather outside get decent. Give us a little jump on the season if we can. So we're trying to get the season started early, but the weather is not cooperating. As always, everybody, like, share, subscribe, stay tuned. I'm gonna really try and grow the channel this summer. Comment, let me know what you guys want to see. We've got a lot of projects coming up, some different stuff. So I appreciate everybody, and hopefully it's a good season. All right, everybody, Saturday morning. Got this thing all cut up here. Hopefully my camera lens is not too, there we go, a little foggy. We're in a greenhouse.
I did post.
Looks good.